Well, good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Everybody feeling well? Great, great. Welcome back to IICRC Training. Today we're going to start off with interactive demonstrations right away. I thought I'd wear my Anatolian shepherd's vest. Just give me 1 second because there's a student that's having some technical difficulty and I'd like to straighten that out. Now, what we're going to look at this morning is called absorbent compound cleaning. And you ever notice how many debates there are? Oh, what system is better? This system, that system. That's not what we look at the IICRC as the standards. A professional textile cleaner understands the ramifications of each system, the limitations of each system, and will be using every system at one time or another, depending on the age, the condition, the rug, the expectations. So yesterday I taught you dye management, how to put rugs underwater and not bleed and everything. So now what I have on the table here is a 22-year-old power loomed Karistan rug that was in the front of my front door for 22 years, still looks brand new. But I mean, this is more like crocking than bleeding. But you know, you could take a look at that and say, you know what, I really never done dye management. I don't know how to stabilize the dyes. I want to clean the rug safely for the client without any big problems. There's no big large stains on it. So absorbent compound is it's like a yellow wood poultice base with neutral detergent in it, and it's Wool Safe approved, Carpenter Rug Institute approved. And the idea is it's just almost like the same thing as you have an oil stain on like a granite countertop or marble. You make this paste that they sell, you put it on there, and when it dries the oil stain up into the poultice, right? Where would it go? Same thing with leather. You see that big, oily thing there? You got to cut a template, spray a product on there, right? The oil will dry into the product and you keep vacuuming it off. So basically, I already prepared this because it has to dry a half hour, but you basically take the powder and sprinkle it evenly over the rug. Now you can use a CRB with white brushes to put it in. You can use a hand brush. I was doing this small area, so I put it in just like this, into the rug, into the whole rug, and I worked it in, and I worked it in, and I worked it in. Now what I'm going to do is, of course, I use what I have at my disposal to show you demonstrations. So what I'm going to do, and of course, this is cleaned out spotless. I mean, even after I do every single job, Joe, you ask Johnny, we clean what? Everything needs to be, even when it goes into the next lady's house, I don't leave anything in there. I wipe it all out, and people get upset over that kind of stuff. Now, I know it sounds like, oh, it's a big deal to some people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. Hang on, I'm going to have to jump up on here a little bit. Because you know my power. I'm starting to throw the rug on the floor. Hang on. Okay, people always look at different systems and say, oh, that leaves residue and everything. It's not a dirt attracting residue, right? Every time you vacuum, those little pieces will come out, but let me show you what my point is. I'm going to take this compound, which I started with. That's what the compound looked like when I started. I'm going to take some of the compound out of there. Now hang on a second, let me put this back because you got to be very neat. And you guys all know my lady doesn't like a mess, right? I'd be up at 3 o'clock in the morning cleaning. So let me show you. This is what I started with, is this gold powder. Look at the color of the other powder. It's black. Gold. And that's what came out. Is that amazing? Without over-wetting the rug, without bleeding the rug, and people are going to have all different types of opinions about it. But you know what? The rug's going to go back to the lady or the gentleman. It's going to be very clean. And you know what? If you did have a little stain or something, you could call me. I could teach you how to, you could, extract that. But if you didn't really use the dye management that I showed you yesterday, this rug has so many different colors and there's so much red and the white field, but this is really amazing. So now let's just check this out a minute. Let's say that you go to the house. Now this is a one-of-a-kind piece. Actually, it's this was a gift from Johnny Joe. This is what's called a fragment. This is a Killam fragment. And what that means is this is 80, 90 years old, but this was the only piece left. So Johnny, being the collector he was, bought this. Probably, seriously, $300-400 for the pillow, right? And gave it to his sister, which is my wife, Mary. So let's say you went to the house and you saw that. I'm shaking a little, like holding it. Now I can see it's got like a little frame and everything. You know what? It don't have no big stains on it. My granddaddy used to say, hey, listen, don't do me no favors and fix nothing that's not broken, right? Okay, so let's do this. And you know what? There's 1,000,001 ways to do things. This isn't the only way. These are different types of demonstrations. So I'm going to nicely vacuum, nice and easy, because, the thing is, it's irreplaceable. Unless you can find me another, Iranian Killam like that, the lady will kill you, right? Now let me watch what I'm doing, because I'll be getting nervous in a minute. And they call it split weave, because if you really looked at this, the weave is like split, very, very strong. But this has pinks and reds, and it's just such a exotic, unusual piece. So what I can do is, now, I'm just going to go a little bit. I'm going to take, that's it, mild shot of end cap. I don't need to, overwet the thing. Then what I can do is I can take some of the dry cleaning organic compound, right? Would they pay, a very nice wage for you to clean just this? If you told my lady you were going to clean that for $20, you know what she'd tell you? The pillow costs $300. Ooh, now let me watch, because if I make a mistake, that's all I need today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to brush this back and forth lightly. I can already see the powder turning darker, because I've really never Ooh, this is exciting though. And let me bring it over just to show you that it's starting to, you see it? You see the color of it? And I just started, so it's starting to absorb soil, okay? So I'm going to add this to my dirt pile. Now, what's supposed to happen is you would hang on a second, running my mouth, excuse me. I should have put the cushion down. This isn't wet enough to, see, that's a good thing about this. This is already what? It's already dry, right? That could have been a bad mistake, and that's why this is live streaming, right? This is real life. You're watching, right? I'm trying to teach you and clean a 100-year-old what? Pillow. So I'm going to put it down on something, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to now take the vacuum and I'm going to remove this. And wait till you see how you're not even going to believe it. You see that little shot of end cap? Wait till you see how bright the dyes are now without ruining it. And we will also do VLM today, which is also a fantastic cleaning system. You know, cleaning has a lot to do with the operator and their training, right? And their level of education. And I could see some wear areas. So if you started getting on this with the tool and everything, you could what? Damage it, right? Oh yeah. I can see some of the backing yarns coming through. This can't damage it. It can only clean it. Okay, now I'm gonna stop with this. Like you know. There's a couple little pieces that came out, right? There's nothing, right? Ha ha ha! Cleaning of an antique custom fragment pillow from Iran, IICRC Training, interactive, live. Whew, that was very, very exciting. Okay. Give me a minute, and what we need to do now is we need to start from where we were yesterday, do an entire interactive quiz, and then we're going to work into VLM.
Doug, I did have a question.